Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as promised earlier in my previous video, I'll be going through the process of how I converted this into this. So basically giving your portraits a magical look or adding effects in Photoshop. Just zoom out a little bit. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share and do other fancy stuff. So before I get started, I would like to give a tip, which is basically knowing where your light source is coming from. So if you look at the portrait here, you notice that the light source is coming from behind the lady. So because of that, we have light striking her on places like her shoulder and her arm too. You also notice that in places like the head too, light is also striking her there. So I'm saying this because when you're painting, you actually need to know where your light source is coming from, because if you notice in my original painting, I included the light source. So places like here, even excluding the white light or the white effect that I gave it here, I also made this part lighter than the rest of her body. So I'll zoom out so you can see that I made that part lighter than the rest of her body. So when you're painting your portrait, it's good for you to incorporate your light source into the painting before adding effects, so it looks more real and natural. Okay, so quickly I'll just be going into how I did that. So first of all, because light is striking her from behind, and because we have like white, this sort of white reflection here due to the light, I just went in with my soft round brush. It is a default brush in Photoshop. I went in with that. I reduced the opacity of my brush. Go here, reduce it to about 30. Then I also reduced the flow. A shortcut for reduce the flow is Shift, then click whatever number or percentage you'd like the flow to be. So Shift 30. I reduced the flow to 30 to increase my brush size. Increase that, and just, taking the white or a white color or kind of yellow white color. I'll just click here so you can see it. It's basically here, a little bit white and a little bit yellow, and just brushing over where the white light is. So just be very subtle with it. Don't go all crazy unless if that's what you're going for. Okay, so we are done with that. So let's see how that looks. So this was before and this is after. So you see it's already coming together and it's already getting incorporated with the environment. So another place you can add this is the beads. And before and after. So another step I would like to take is adding some sort of effects to the hair. So I have my original painting here on top of this layer. It's on another layer. So if you notice in the hair, we have like this sort of orange beam of light. So what I was imagining is probably the sun is above her, obviously. So the sun is above her and it's kind of striking this kind of ray of light. So aside the light coming from behind her, we also have the sun too, and that light is more reflective on the top. So what I'm trying to say is we have like the sun coming here, and we also have light coming from behind here behind too. And because the sun is coming from here, it doesn't just hit her hair, it also goes to places like the shoulder and this side. That's a little bit too much, but you get, and those sides too. So I'll be going in with the brush to I'll be setting the opacity to 30 like before. Let me just merge these two together. Setting the opacity to 30 like before, and setting the flow to 32. And for this I'll be going with, let's say, a yellow kind of color. Yellowish, and going with my soft round brush, which is a default brush on Photoshop. Just go in with that and, you know, paint this. This is a little bit too much. Reduce the opacity, reduce it. Okay, so before and after, so the difference is actually very noticeable. I'll be going in with the same yellow color, shoulder too, and reduce the opacity. Okay, that's fine now. So now we'll be working with effects on layers. So layers effects are found here above the layer panel. So I'll be working with color dodge for the effect on the hair to make it look more glowy, basically. So we have that now, and I'm going to reduce the opacity of the layer. I actually set it to linear dodge. Let's see if there's any difference. Okay, let's just use linear dodge. That was a mistake, but it turned out well. Okay, so we already have that for that and that for that. I'll just be adding a little bit of light to her body just to make things brighter. Okay, now so that's done. So I'll be going over it with red lights. Yes, red. Let's just add a little bit of red to this, make it brighter, and color dodge too. Let's make it pinkish in a way. Okay. So let's go. Oh, I like that. I like that effect. Reduce that a little bit, so let's not go too crazy. Great. So it's coming together greatly. It's coming together greatly. I'll go over the sides with white again. Use the sides of my brush. Okay, that's fine now. That's pretty okay. So if you notice, there's an opening in her hair. There's an opening there. So we notice an opening here. And because of that opening there, light is going to pass through that opening. So basically that's how light works. When there's an opening, it passes through there, and because of that, it's going to give like this sort of glaring effect there. So we have to add that glaring effect, and it's going to make a whole lot of difference. So I'm going to show you that now. Opacity to 30, and we're going to do this with color dodge because it's going to give it a nice effect. set this with color dodge, set the layer to color dodge. Okay, I don't like how that turned out. Let's make it white. Let's make it yellow. It's yellow. I already said that's color dodge. Reduce the opacity. Then go over there with white lights. Just increase the intensity. Let's see what will happen if we set this to linear dodge. I like linear dodge. Okay, so I set that to linear dodge. I went over it with a normal layer and I painted it white, and now I'm just going to be adding this sort of yellow color to it with a normal layer too. Color that didn't work out for us, so it's good to try out things and see what works out and what does not work out. It's the process of learning. So I'll be showing you guys a trick now which I use in my paintings. It's going to be on the dissolve layer effect. So it's really nice for you to try out all these layers effects because you never know what's going to work best for your painting. So during your spare time you can just try it out, or when you're painting something, just try out things, step out of your comfort zone and just explore, really go crazy. So what the dissolved layer effect does is, if I have a regular brush stroke here, this was done with the soft brush, the soft round brush. What the dissolved layer effect does, it pixelates it, or it gives it this sort of, you know, dusty look, like Thanos snapped or something. So we can call it like the Thanos effect. Let's call it the Thanos effect. So I'll be going over the body with that. I'll be reducing the opacity to 30 and the flow to 32, and I'll be picking a white color. I'm going round the body with that, setting it on dissolve. And you see it gives it that really nice look. This is what it looks like when you zoom in, but when you zoom out, I like, it's like light is tinkling. I don't even know if that's a real word. Light is like tinkles or sparkles of light. It gives it this magical look. So I really like adding that to my portrait. So we're done with that now, and I'm just going to group everything together and show you how far we've gone in this. From this to this. So the difference is kind of obvious. And oh, let's not forget the wall. Light is also going to have an effect to that. So let's go over it with yellow light first of all. And you know, one thing I really learned to do is to stop being shy with my colors. I used to be very shy with colors. I never really wanted to put things where I thought they should be, because sometimes it just looked too intensified and I get scared, and you know, because of panicking or whatever, I start reducing the opacity, like oh my god, it's just too bright. But if you notice, like portraits that are really, or artworks that really speak, you notice that the artist wasn't really shy. So it's really good to let yourself go. Don't let yourself go. Let yourself go when you're painting, because it really helps. It really helps to bring the results that you want. Yeah, so that's just random thoughts. So I'll be going over it with the dissolve effect again to give it the magical look, which I love. Okay, that's great now, and we're done. So let's see the difference between when we added this and now. The difference is alarming. It's very, very obvious. Very, very obvious. So if you notice in my drawing or in the painting, I added some effects to it. I added some things to it. Basically, I added flowers to it, I added sparkles to it, and I made it look fancy and cool. So what I did, basically, I don't have a brush for sparkles or flowers or any of those other things. I guess some people have brushes for the flowers, but I don't have that. And so I just downloaded this PNG image from Google. Basically, I googled flower petals. I downloaded that and I added it to this. So I'll just be showing you how I did that. This is the Google image I got, and what I did was that I added it to the back of the painting and to the front of the painting. So I'll be showing you how I did that. So what you do is that you drag it, or you can just click here and click on, oh, I don't know, I don't think I import things. I think I just drag. So I just dragged and dropped it here and it came up. So I'll be going back to the painting. Okay, yeah, so I'll be putting it behind her. Ctrl J. Ctrl J is to duplicate it. So I duplicated it to use it for another thing. So behind her, and let's see how that will look. Okay, so now it's behind her. So basically what I was thinking is flowers or flower petals are being blown away towards the direction where she's looking. So I was thinking like this sort of ancient Chinese yada yada yada. Yeah, I really wanted to add some storytelling to it. I'm just going to be painting over this. And the one that has like that are visible, the ones that are visible, I'll be going over them with color dodge to see how that would look. It wouldn't be my final look. I don't know if it will be my final look, but just test that out. And I like how that looks. I like how that looks. It brings it out from the background. So I'll just be going over some again with color dodge. So these things, going through these things are actually very scary for me. I mean, adding effects and whatnot, it's scary and it's me stepping out of my comfort zone. But for you to experience growth or something new, you just have to step out of your comfort zone and try out things that you wouldn't on a normal day. So I've done that, and I'll be adding more flowers to this side of my canvas. Yeah, that looks good. What I did was, in my previous painting, what I did was I added a filter, which was the blur filter, but I didn't add the Gaussian blur. So when you go to the blur panel, you see different kinds of blur effects. So I added the motion blur because I visualized it moving here. And I really like how that turned out. So I'll be increasing. I'll be making another copy of the flowers and adding it to the front of her. And I'll be adding the motion blur effects to this too. so it looks like the flowers are actually flowing. It adds this sort of look to it that makes it look realistic. And I really wanted to add storytelling to it. I mean, I painted this girl and she was looking in this direction. It looked like she was looking at something, but what she was looking at wasn't there. So I went on Autodesk Sketchbook Pro, painted a butterfly and added it to the painting. I'll be adjusting how the butterfly looks in the adjustments panel, increasing the brightness so it can fit more into the environment. And that looks good. Increasing the contrast too. So we're going over the butterfly with a white color, so it will just fit into the background. Look at that before, after. Another thing I added was some sort of sparkle or dust to it, so I'll be adding that. Basically what I googled was stardust on Google. Stardust, no sorry, not stardust, stars in the sky PNG. That's what I googled. Let's see if we can make this any better. If we can't, we'll just leave it the way it is because it looks pretty good already. Let's just look at effects, photography, probably increase the brightness or something, exposure, make that a little bit brighter. Okay, I think I like that. And yeah, so we're done. So we went from this, the flowers, to this with the flowers. So yeah, that's basically it. That's how to, I don't think I like the exposure or the curves. Yeah, I don't really like that. I think I'll just reduce the opacity of that. So that's basically it. That's how I converted that to that. So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Till next time, bye.